Hey friends, welcome to my channel. So as you saw in the title of this video, I have decided to offer you today a practice for those days where your mind is a bit more scattered, where you feel that you're running behind the time, that there is so much to do and nothing seems to be working the way you wish. So I thought that it could be nice for you to center, and this practice is also very good for this season because autumn in Ayurveda, which is the science of yoga, and it goes hand in hand with yoga in the sense that Ayurveda is giving you little advice in terms of eating habits, depending on to your type. And for Ayurveda there are three types: Kapha, which is earth and water, and this corresponds to spring; Pitta, which is fire and obviously corresponds to summer; and Vata, which corresponds to autumn. Now, what about winter, are you going to say? Well, it's also most of the time a Kapha season, but it can also be Vata. It's a little bit in between. But since, especially here in Belgium, the weather is sometimes a bit crazy, you can have Pitta days in Vata season and Kapha days in Pitta season. So, I mean, at some point, yes, you have the guides, so to speak, but it all depends on what's happening. And for instance, yesterday, when I was, before I filmed this video, it's not yesterday when you see this video, but the weather was grey and dull and cold, everything that we enjoy, don't we? Unless Kaya is watching this video, who knows, you probably enjoyed this cool day, so to say. But that being said, on that little joke and little pun, so we are now entering a bit more deeply into Vata season, because Vata season happens around the equinox of autumn, which was last week in September, the 22nd, if I'm correct. But by the time you watch this video, it will be probably a bit more than 1 week. And so the Vata season traditionally starts around the autumn equinox. So what does it mean? Since autumn is Vata season, it's because autumn is associated with the wind. And in yoga, we translate that with scattered mind, not being able to focus. And what do we need to counteract the Vata? Well, what do you think? Since we have Pitta, which is fire, and Kapha, which is water and earth, what will go well with Vata and will not increase the Vata? Yes, you got it, it's Kapha, because if you put some Pitta and Vata together, then you will have more fire. And yes, it can be a good thing, but since we are just finishing the summer, and especially given the climate and the general feeling around us, I think it's best not to add more Pitta to the situation. So today's practice, after this long explanation, will be all about centering and grounding. I wanted to make it shorter, but sometimes it's a bit difficult when you have to explain some things that may not be known to everyone. So, as usual, I have my trusty bricks next to me. If you know that you need them, and you probably have them in that case, then please take them. If you don't have any bricks, that's fine. There are always other options. If you feel like meditating afterwards, you can already take a blanket and or a pillow to make yourself a bit more comfortable. And of course, you can meditate on your own. You can use a video if you wish to. I obviously offer some videos in French, but I'm planning to offer some meditations in English very soon. And so, yes, and there are other people who do meditation gorgeously. So feel free to do what you wish to do with the time you have, because there's only so much we can do in one day, and if you have only time for practice, then it's only time for practice and you can meditate later. So, that being said, I offer you now to lie down onto your mat, and first and foremost, just give them the knees a little squeeze. I know this is completely unusual, but especially if you've been, a bit all over the place, this is a very good way to already give yourself permission and give your body signals to enter your time off. And when you feel that the body doesn't need moving anymore, just bring your feet onto the mat, one at a time. And maybe you will keep the feet flat. Maybe you will feel like extending your legs in front of you. Whatever feels right. And when you have settled, allow your next exhalation to empty your lungs completely of the air that's in them. So that when you inhale, you can take a deeper inhalation, maybe feeling your belly rise as you do so, and as you exhale, your belly will come down, and maybe you will go a little bit further than you normally would, so you can again empty your lungs and inhale and exhale a couple of times until you find your breath is slightly deeper but still not difficult to sustain. And as you breathe and find yourself centering, take a moment to observe how you feel. Try not to linger too much on the emotions that are going through you, because you know they're going to change by the end of this practice. But still, observe, notice, and then let go. unless you feel that some part of your body is a little bit more tense, or if you feel a pain, in which case keep that in mind so you enjoy your practice fully. Now, as you're observing, if you feel that an intention is arising, be it different from the one I offered you, or something to complement my intention for this practice for you, then feel free to go ahead and do just that. Now, as you inhale, with your eyes still closed, your hands will rise up to the sky. And as you exhale, release your hands down behind your head. Inhale, allow the hands to rise again. And exhale to release your hands next to your body. Inhale, rise. Exhale and release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands next to you. And keep on the motion very slowly, very gently. Not trying to focus onto anything but the movement of your arms going up and down, back and forth. Trust your body, trust your breath. And just enjoy the grounding of your whole body and the gentle soothing movement of your arms flowing up and down. Next time your hands touch the floor, just do that one more time. I should have sat next to your body. So we finish exactly where we started. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And allowing the outer edges of your feet to slide onto the mat, you're going to allow the soles of your feet to rest against one another. Your knees are opening out to the sides. And this is why you might need your bricks. I'm going to demonstrate how to use them. So if you feel that this is not comfortable, just use one brick to support the thigh and the calf. Now obviously if you're comfortable to have the brick a little bit lower, you can. And it can be on both sides or it can be on one side, because sometimes, especially for women who had children, one of the hip is higher than the other and a bit more closed, meaning that you need a bit more support onto that side. But if you're happy where you are, just stay where you are, keeping in mind that your feet can go further to the edge of your mat or closer to your body. Arms can remain next to you. You can place one hand onto the belly, the other one onto the heart if you like, and maybe feel your breath in the palm of your hands. Maybe feel your belly rise, your hand as you inhale and your hand come down as you exhale. Since we're only at the beginning of this practice, slowly allow the knees to come back together. We don't want to strain anything in the hip area. And then come and hug your knees to your chest again. Maybe you will feel like rocking a little bit side to side. Maybe you will feel like circling your knees using your hands. Do what feels best. Change side if you were drawing circles with your knees. Let's do just one more circle and then allow yourself to roll onto one side and then use your hands to slowly come up and I'm going to settle in front of the camera so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. Thus, if you have the flexibility to keep your feet together, just like we did a little bit before, you can do that. But if that's not the case, you can go for this variation. And again, you can use one of your trusty bricks to sit on in order to allow your knees to rest comfortably onto the mat. Now, if you don't have a brick for this one, you can use a big pillow high enough or thick enough to support your hips. And it doesn't matter which leg is in front. Most people will have the right leg in front, but what matters in this pose is that we're going to move the upper body. So some of you will prefer to keep the hands onto the knees, and others will prefer to keep the hands down. Now obviously, if none of those positions for the legs work, just be here, cross-legged, okay? We will relax the lower back anyway, we will open the hip area, which is what we want, so don't worry, we're all good here. So grow tall as you inhale, and as you exhale, start going towards your right side, then to your left, and inhale to slowly rise. Exhale, play with your shoulders. Inhale, roll them up and back, and exhale. Keep the motion very slowly, very gently, and only go as deep as your body allows. Obviously, the lower your legs, the easier it will be to go down. And enjoy taking your time and somehow stirring and the ball that represents your hip area. And in this pose, you're really grounded because your first chakra, which is located at the base of your spine, is in contact with the floor. So this will be the last circle. And now we're going to move on to the other side. So change the crossing of the legs wherever you are. Be it with the feet together, well, if you have the feet together, obviously you don't have to change anything. But if you're cross-legged or in Sukhasana like me, then you can obviously change. And now we start going to the left. Inhale, rise, and exhale, sweep down. If you feel like changing the positioning of your hands, you can. This is not compulsory to keep the hands in the same position. As long as you're safe and grounded, that's all that matters. Why was I talking to you about the first chakra? Because Muladhara is the best way to make sure you're grounded and connected. So, especially when you feel off balance, working on Muladhara is a very good thing. And if your mind is scattered, then you probably need a bit more grounding. Last circle. Now another very good way to ground is to wear some red, especially in the lower part of your body, because Muladhara also takes care of the lower part of the body, the legs and the feet. So you can also wear red socks if you have some, especially now that autumn is really at our doors. We can enjoy wearing socks again, and if you have red socks, then this is a very good way also to work onto your grounding. So that being said, bring the hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, And now you can be a very gentle baby kitten, inhaling to lengthen out the spine and exhaling to round it, or exhale to extend your spine, and inhale to curl it. Or you can be a bit more of a sexy cat. And move your hips and or your shoulders as well. This is very much linked to the water element. And water, as I said a little bit earlier in this video, is linked to kapha. And since we want to work on the kapha and increase the kapha, now is a good time to work with jala, the water element. Try to keep the breath the same, meaning one move, one inhalation, the other move, exhalation, be it extending or rounding. Good. Now slowly settle down. Take your toes and use an exhalation to push the floor away. Lift your seat high into the sky. And don't try to ground the feet yet, maybe one at a time. But keep your belly button to your spine. Spread your fingers as you push the floor away. And create some length in your spine. Now, if you speak very good French, I have a tutorial on my channel which explains how to get into this pose, which is Adho Mukha Svanasana, and it will tell you some more tips to do this pose as best as possible. And if you need me to do some of those tutorials in English, I'll be very happy to. So just let me know, and it will be on my channel very soon as I can. Now slowly inhale and float forward into plank pose. Hips in line with the shoulders, knees come down, belly strong. Exhale and lower your body to the floor. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and away, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, come down, belly not on the mat if possible. Inhale, come a little bit higher. Exhale, come down. Inhale, open a little bit more again if you can, and exhale, sit onto your heels and ground in Balasana. Again, Balasana or child's pose is a lovely grounding pose for the same reason than the Sukhasana that we did before. And why is that? Because again, you have a lot of your body in contact with the floor, with the mat, with the ground, with the earth. And it's also a very good way to go inside. So I'm going to give you some time to breathe and go in. Slowly as you next inhale, come back to hands and knees. And we're going to enjoy the same sequence that we just did 3 times, but we will only go into child's pose the 3rd time, okay? I'm going to guide you through anyway, so don't worry. Exhale to lift your seat and create some length in your spine. Now, if like me, you're almost out of your mat, you can move forward a bit. Then inhale and float forward. Hands underneath the shoulders, adjust. Knees down. Exhale, almost on the floor. Inhale, roll those shoulders back and away. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Tuck your toes, exhale. Back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. You can walk on the spot if that helps, if you like it, or you can stay still. Again, it's up to you, but in flow we tend to keep the movement in the body. Inhale, float forward, plank, knees down, exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, feel the shoulder blades kissing each other. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Tuck your toes, exhale. I hope your arms are doing fine. If this is a little bit too much because you've been out of practice, you can just do 1 upward facing dog instead of 3. And I'll tell you when. But for now, inhale, come forward. Knees down, exhale. Inhale, and if that's enough, go back to child's pose or twice more. Good. And now let's all go to child's pose wherever we are. Now child's pose can be with the hands forward, or if you want complete surrender, you can bring the hands next to the feet, around the spine, and relax the shoulders onto the thighs. Perfect. Next time, inhale, come back to hands and knees. And as you exhale, bring your right foot outside your right hand. Now, bring the hands a bit more forward so you will feel some stretch in front of your left thigh. And make sure that your right knee is in line with your right ankle. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, bring your hips back and come onto your right heel. Do not go too far back. Your knee and hip on the left side remain aligned. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, extend. One more time. And now, see whether you can stay with the legs straight. If the floor is too far away, you can use one brick or two if you have. If you have two, then just place one underneath each hand. But since the foot is outside, you can also use one. And remember that the closer the hands are to your body, the easier it will be to be in the pose. Now obviously you can be here with the hands underneath the shoulders, or you can come deeper into the stretch. It's completely up to you and your body. As you next inhale, rebend that right leg and open your right arm out. Exhale. Inhale, bring your right arm up, Exhale and wrap your waist. Create a lot of openness in your upper body and length in your spine. You can look back or you can look down. Now if like me your hips are very open, you might feel like going a bit deeper. Don't push. Try to keep the leg in as much as possible, but don't feel like you have to open if your hip is not happy to be here. And enjoy that feeling of length, especially in front of your left thigh. As you next inhale, right arm rises. Exhale, right hand underneath right shoulder. Inhale, rise. And as you do that, bring your right foot in front of your right hip. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, press the hands together. Feel the shoulder blades drawing closer together. Inhale, come forward. Open your hands and arms. And exhale, draw the hands back together at your heart. Inhale, come forward with your hips and hands. And exhale, together. One more time. And slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders again. Tuck your left toes, and as you exhale, find your downward facing dog in order to allow the left knee and left leg to move again, because we've been very static onto that left leg. Now obviously if you need some padding for your knees, you can use a blanket to do that, or you can even fold your mat in so you have more support for that knee, which may be a bit more sensitive. And then inhale, come back to hands and knees. Exhale and bring your left foot outside your left hand. And since there is little chance that I will go more forward without going out of my mat, I'm moving my right knee back. So if you need your padding, go ahead and take it. Inhale, look forward, take your breaks if you need to. And as you exhale, go back. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Left leg is always, well, not always, but most of the time, less flexible than the right. So if you feel that you need more support on this side, this is completely normal. Again, make sure that right knee and hip are aligned. Relax your head, relax your shoulders, and enjoy the length at the back of your left leg. Inhale, rebend your left leg. Exhale, lower your hips. Inhale, reach back with your left arm out. Maybe look at your hand if that's accessible. Otherwise, look at your left toes. Inhale, bring your left hand up. And exhale, wrap your waist and find more openness if you can. Again, if the knee goes out a bit, you can let it. If it doesn't, don't try to make it. And keep on breathing length in front of your right leg and openness in your upper body. Enjoy the gentle torsion for your spine. Now bring your left hand up again. Exhale, left hand underneath left shoulder, center. And as your next inhale, you can rise, bring the left foot in front of the hip again. Exhale, hands at your heart. Good. Settle, relax your shoulders. Inhale, move forward. Receive. Exhale and gather. Inhale, expand your heart to receive all the goodness, all the grounding, and exhale, gather it at your heart. Inhale, open to those good vibrations. Exhale, gather them at your heart. Allow them to go down to your hips and first chakra. Inhale. Tuck your right toes and exhale, go back to downward facing dog. Take a little walk on the spot and check how downward facing dog feels now, especially after moving a little bit. And I think we do need more water. So, as your next inhale, bring your knees back onto your mat. Exhale, bring the right foot in between the hands. Hips come forward and maybe your left knee will go back a touch. Now as you inhale, hands will go back and then slowly up as you circle. And as you exhale, imagine you're a wave crashing down onto the beach. Inhale, arms go back, then up. Exhale, become the wave. And again. Make it slow, so it's soothing and calming, exactly like the waves. Imagine you're on the beach and enjoying all the goodness of the water. especially, well, hopefully the water is not cold, but you know what I mean. Let's do this a couple more times, just to feel the wave fully. You should have dressed in blue, but I felt like wearing pink. Don't ask, maybe because pink is also very soft and gentle. And this time, as your wave arrives on the beach, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes, and lift your left knee off the mat. And as you exhale, see whether you can re-extend the right leg. Inhale, bend, lower the hips. Exhale and extend. One more time. And just like we did when we were with the knee down, if you need to bring the ground a bit closer, you can use one brick. If you only have one, place it inside the foot and make sure you're stable. Now, if you don't have the bricks, bring your left foot down, maybe in a little bit. And if the hands will not go onto the floor, you can place them onto your shin or even onto your thigh. But wherever you are, make sure that both of your hips are facing forward as if you were standing up. Because otherwise you're going to create some imbalance in your hips, which is not what we want. Remember to breathe. And imagine your breath is like a cascade of water rushing down your back and the back of your legs, especially the left one, but it will also reach the right one, obviously. Inhale, rebend, bring the left knee down, and exhale to go back to hands and knees. Good. And since we have two legs, please bring your left foot forward when you're ready, and maybe your right knee back a touch. And again, make sure the knee and ankle are aligned. Inhale, hands back, then up, circling, and slowly, wave-like, land. Inhale, and exhale. Be slow, be kind to yourself, be in the moment, be the wave. The wave doesn't care about the wind, even if it makes it stronger. The wave doesn't care where it lands, it will land no matter what. So be that wave. Couple more. And when your wave comes onto the beach for the last time for now, tuck your left toes. Make sure your hands are supporting you a little bit, otherwise use the brick. Back leg is strong, hips low, knee in line with the ankle, and exhale to extend. Remember, you can ground the back foot and hands onto the left leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. One more time. And now see whether you can stay and create more length at the back of your body. Again, feeling your breath washing over the back of your body with each inhalation and each exhalation. Next time, inhale, re-bend your left leg. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Take a walk on the spot. Now, if you feel like going to child's pose, you may go and nestle there, but if you have some energy left, come with me. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, knees down, elbows to the waist. Inhale, open. Exhale. If it's only one, it's only one. You don't have to do it three. And press back to your favorite child's pose. Allowing the body to somehow reset here. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. And imagine each breath can take one unwanted thought away from you. Enjoy feeling safe, relaxed, and even though sometimes it may be uncomfortable to look in, you know that it helps to take some time off, look inside, so you can refocus your mind and thoughts. Now, in your own time, please come and sit onto your heels for a moment while I'm showing you how to get into the next pose. If you don't have a big wall just like I do, forget about the bell, never mind, I'll find my way out of it because this wall is completely bare. But if you don't have a bare wall and enough space, but you have a couch, which you probably do, but I mean close to you, or if you're in your bedroom and you have your bed, you can do more or less the same pose using your bed or your couch. But first, let me demonstrate. So, I'm going to come and literally sit onto the wall. So I'm putting my onto the wall, and then lying back onto my side, I'm flipping so my back is flat onto the mat, and I can bring my legs up without too much effort. Now, I feel that this pose is perfect to increase kapha and decrease vata. Higher inversions, meaning more difficult inversions, or inversions where your whole body is completely upside down, are more vata to me. But then again, if you have them in your practice and you want to do that instead of what I just showed you, which is legs up to the wall, you can do that. If you are with your legs against the wall, stay where you are. And for those of you who don't have the wall, if you have your couch or your bed nearby, you can do more or less the same, meaning scoot until you can feel you're sitting onto the face of your couch, or you're close enough to bring your legs on top of your bed or your couch. Now, you may sometimes need to use the armrest depending on the space you have, and if none of those options work, then please bring a brick underneath the sacrum area and your feet up. Now, this is a bit more Vata, which is why I offered you all of those options before, because we don't want to increase Vata. But if this is the only option that you have at hand, then please take it. You can also use a door. Well, at least if you're not expecting anyone, you can close the door and use the door if you don't have anything to work on with. I know sometimes when you live in a small space, it's not always easy to find places to do your practice, but there are always options. And if you have a wardrobe and one side available, where you can flip your legs up, then that's also an option, because you're just resting against it and you're not putting any body weight on it like you would in handstand or in Shirshasana. So it's up to you. And if you cannot do any of those poses, just come and bring your knees to your chest. That will work perfectly well. Now, for those of you who are enjoying the feet up the wall, wardrobe, bed, cupboard, whatever you can, and just click pose, and we're going to move on to a gentle torsion, which I'm going to show you starting from the opposite direction that you will be going in, because then you can see properly what's happening. So, place your feet mat width apart and allow the knees to rest against one another. When you're ready, use an exhalation to lower knees to the left. So your right side is opening and stretching. both shoulders remain onto the mat. So if you have blanket or pillow underneath your head, and if you feel that this is not happening, then you may need to remove the pillow in order to have your spine at the same level. Breathe length onto the right side of your body and create some openness everywhere it's needed. In your own time, bring your knees back up. So again, if you want to stay longer, press pause and enjoy. You may feel like staying here a little bit, or you can feel like moving straight away to the opposite side. So your knees will go to the right and you can open the left side of your body. Sometimes it's confusing when you're not in the same position. And I tend most of the time to teach like if I were mirroring you, but in these videos I'm not, and my mind can sometimes forget that information. But regardless, enjoy that openness and length that the pose provides. And breathe into it. Again, when you're ready, bring your knees back up. Allow them to rest against one another for as much as you need. Unless you'd rather bring them back to your chest and give them a little squeeze or roll a little bit side to side. Again, it's up to you. Now, if you don't have any more time, then just thank you for watching. I hope that you feel a bit more centered and grounded now. If you have more time later, feel free to do a meditation because it will help you ground even more. But if you have a little time left, you can enjoy being onto your mat with your breath and eyes closed for the amount of time that you have. You're just breathing and allowing the body to absorb all the work that we did on the physical body. If you have more time, you can check out my meditation playlist or meditate with somebody else. There are many people out there on YouTube who do perfectly good meditations, so enjoy. And if you feel like checking out my NoStress TV page on my www.nostressbrusselinfrench.com website, you can take a look and you will find all the videos that are here on YouTube, but also longer practices which will allow you to go deeper into your practice. Now, these are in French and not for the faint-hearted, but if you wish to give it a try, and that will give me some support. I am planning to add some videos in English on my channel, on my website. So maybe you will find something that you enjoy. In the meantime, I'm wishing you a lovely day or a lovely afternoon, depending on when you watch this video. And again, thanks a lot for watching. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.